Ladies and gentlemen, today I want us to answer this simple question about George Natembeya, who is the Trans Nzoia governor currently. Can George Natembeya be able to become the kingpin of the Mulembe nation or the Luhya nation? Because as we know currently, it is being perceived that the people who are kingpin from the Mulembe nation is Moses Masika Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi. And these two individuals, they are working in the government of Kenya Kwanza under President William Samoei Arap Ruto, who many say that his popularity has actually come down. And now, George Natembeya is actually popularizing himself across the Luhya nation. And the big question is, can he be the kingpin of the Mulembe nation? So that is the big question we have in the room, which we must ponder about and try to look at it critically, whether he can be able to bring down those two individuals who are perceived to be kingpins of the Mulembe nation, that's Mudavadi and Moses Masika Wetangula. But before we dive in and try to dissect all that, I could request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video thumbs up, share the video to your friends. And whenever you subscribe to our YouTube channel, always make sure to smash the bell button. And for those ones who have actually subscribed to our YouTube channel, I say thank you and may God bless you all abundantly. Now, let us go back to the topic. Can George Natembeya really become the kingpin of the Luhya nation, defeating both Moses Masika Wetangula, who is the current Speaker of the National Assembly, and Musalia Mudavadi, who is the Super CS of the Kenya Kwanza government? Because those two have actually been the kingpins of the Luhya nation for quite a long time. And these two have been in politics for a very long time. Is this the time that George Natembeya is going to bring down these two political leaders and become the kingpin of the Mulembe nation? Because recently you have seen that George Natembeya has been crossroading across the Mulembe nation, and actually he has received huge crowds following him, and more so the youths, and more so the Gen Zs. And people have been saying that George Natembeya is going to be the kingpin of the Mulembe nation. Why? Because he is being followed by huge crowds. And the government of Kenya Kwanza, they have actually tried even to arrest George Natembeya severally for questioning. But it looks like George Natembeya continues to go against the Kenya Kwanza government. And that's why many people from the Mulembe nation, they have started seeing George Natembeya as a person who is capable of reading that part of the country. But will he be able to be the kingpin of Mount Kenya? For me to answer that question briefly, I can tell you for sure that George Natembeya is not yet there, because what currently George Natembeya is doing, he is trying to rebelize him so that next time as he is going to go for the governorship in his second term, it will be very easy for him, because George Natembeya is not yet for the national politics. It is too soon, because as you know, this is the first time that George Natembeya had to join politics. And this is the first time that he is tabbed to the governorship seat of Trans Nzoia, and he was able to get that seat. And mainly because people perceived him that he can make a very good governor, and many people felt that he was inclined towards the Kenya Kwanza government. And because now he's opposing the Kenya Kwanza government, and he is also opposing Wetangula, who also comes from Trans Nzoia, and who people have been seeing as the kingpin of probably Trans Nzoia and a part of the Luhya nation, with Musalia Mudavadi, who is also the kingpin of the Luhya nation from another side of the Luhya nation. Because these two people, they are being seen as to control the politics of the Mulembe nation. But can Natembeya be able to put them down? As I have said, he cannot. Now Natembeya is actually interested how he is going to recapture his governorship seat back late come 2027. And he is not actually eyeing any seat at the national level, because there are people who feel that George Natembeya wants to go for presidency of this nation, but he cannot, because he cannot have what it takes to campaign or to have campaigning finances for the presidency, because he is not yet there. So people might not see the huge crowds which are following George Natembeya, and actually they feel that he is the Mulembe nation kingpin, because Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Masika Wetangula, they have not started really campaigning. And when they will start a proper campaigning with government machinery towards the western part of the country, George Natembeya will actually be seen to be nobody. And George Natembeya knows that very well. What he's just doing is to raise his stature so that it will be very easy for him to negotiate, so that he can be able to have his governorship seat back. That is actually basically what George Natembeya is doing currently. And probably in the future, he may eye what we call national politics. Probably he can go for presidency of this nation after Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Masika Wetangula. So for me, I believe that still Moses Masika Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi, they are still the kingpins of the Mulembe nation. And because now they are working together, they are working hand in hand, it will be very easy still to control the Mulembe nation because they have the resources to do that because they are quite rich, because Musalia is quite rich. Moses Masika Wetangula is also rich. He has been in this nation and he has been in the political arena for quite a very long time. And they actually know how this game of politics is actually being played. And for now, they are a bit quiet. Another thing, that crowd we are seeing following George Natembeya, probably that is a state crowd. Probably somebody wants to make George Natembeya to look big for meanwhile. But the reality is, George Natembeya might not be having that huge crowds we are seeing as he crossroad the entire Mulembe nation. So those are my opinion. And for you as a listener, do you see George Natembeya becoming the Kingpin of the Mulembe nation? And is that what George Natembeya wants currently? And does he want to join the Kenya or the national politics of this nation? Probably go for presidency. Please drop your answer in the message part below. And if this is your first time to have come across this YouTube channel, please share this video, like this video, subscribe, and lastly, hit the notification bell. And with that, I say thank you, and may God bless you all abundantly until we meet in our next political conversation. Goodbye.